transcends time. There is one place where such wisdom is imparted, building individuals to build the world. Welcome to
Vinayaka Mission's Research Foundation, deemed university.
The university, with 27 constituent colleges, delivers cutting-edge knowledge across various disciplines. Medicine, engineering, architecture, management, health sciences, dentistry, measuring up to 135 courses of study, all covered across sprawling and student-friendly campuses. At Vinayaka Missions University, students of various disciplines hone their knowledge right up to doctoral levels. At any given point, there are 15,000 students studying in the campuses. With the vision of creating medical professionals who can meet the needs of the Indian and international communities, Vinayaka Missions University has made a significant contribution to the field of medicine. Four colleges and hospitals in Salem, Karaikal and Puducherry not only groom students into medical professionals, but also ensure easy and affordable medical help to the local population. Beyond medicine, the university is a multicultural hub that has students gaining expertise in a wide range of fields. Our engineering courses are designed to give students comprehensive knowledge in all contemporary fields of study. This is strengthened by state-of-the-art infrastructure. Engineering and technology apart, Vinayaka Missions University is known for its courses in dentistry, pharmacy, homeopathy, nursing, allied health sciences, physiotherapy, architecture, arts and science, and management. Our libraries are well appointed and are a digital and physical resource for both students and faculty. Linked to the central online catalogue, students have access to over 1,45,000 books, 1,000 journals, and over 5,000 audiovisual aids. The hostel facilities at the campuses spell absolute comfort and provide the right ambience for self-study for the students. Our students are thoroughly encouraged in sports and cultural activities. Besides successfully participating in inter-university sports contests, our students have also excelled in cultural meets and festivals.
Vision for tomorrow, the mission of today. Vinayaka Mission, bringing minds together in search of endless wisdom. Vinayaka Mission, building individuals to build a world, building hopes and dreams on her.
Vinayaka Missions Research Foundation, Salem.
The future will be owned by those who are powered by knowledge and wisdom that transcends time. There is one The future will be owned by those who are powered by knowledge and wisdom that transcends time. There is one place where such wisdom is imparted, building individuals to build the world. Welcome to
Vinayaka Missions Research Foundation, deemed university.
the university with engineering, architecture, management, health sciences, dentistry, measuring up to 135 courses of study, all covered across sprawling and student-friendly campuses. At Vinayaka Missions University, students of various disciplines hone their knowledge right up to doctoral levels. At any given point, there are 15,000 students studying in the campuses. With the vision of creating medical professionals who can meet the needs of the Indian and international communities, Vinayaka Missions University has made a significant contribution to the field of medicine. Four colleges and hospitals in Salem, Karaikal and Puducherry not only groom students into medical professionals, but also ensure easy and affordable medical help to the local population. Beyond medicine, the university is a multicultural hub that has students gaining expertise in a wide range of fields. Our engineering courses are designed to give students comprehensive knowledge in all contemporary fields of study. This is strengthened by state-of-the-art infrastructure. Engineering and technology apart, Vinayaka Missions University is known for its courses in dentistry, pharmacy, homeopathy, nursing, allied health sciences, physiotherapy, architecture, arts and science, and management. Our libraries are well appointed and are a digital and physical resource for both students and faculty. Linked to the central online catalogue, students have access to over 145,000 books, 1,000 journals, and over 5,000 audiovisual aids. The hostel facilities at the campuses spell absolute comfort and provide the right ambience for self-study for the students. Our students are thoroughly encouraged in sports and cultural activities. Besides successfully participating in inter-university sports contests, our students have also excelled in cultural meets and festivals.
Vision for tomorrow, the mission of today. VMU Vinayaka mission, bringing minds together in search of endless wisdom. VMU Vinayaka mission, building individuals to build a world, building hopes and dreams on heart at VMU. Friends to stay, VMU. Enjoyment to learn and play, showing the way ahead each day at VMU.
Vinayaka Missions Research Foundation, Salem.
The future will be owned by those who are powered by knowledge and wisdom that transcends time. There is one place where such wisdom is imparted, building individuals to build the world. Welcome to
Vinayaka Missions Research Foundation, deemed university.
the university with 27 constituent colleges delivers cutting-edge knowledge across various disciplines. Medicine, engineering, architecture, management, health sciences, dentistry, measuring up to 135 courses of study, all covered across sprawling and student-friendly campuses. At Vinayaka Missions University, students of various disciplines hone their knowledge right up to doctoral levels. At any given point, there are 15,000 students studying in the campuses. With the vision of creating medical professionals who can meet the needs of the Indian and international communities, Vinayaka Missions University has made a significant contribution to the field of medicine. Four colleges and hospitals in Salem, Karaikal and Puducherry not only groom students into medical professionals, but also ensure easy and affordable medical help to the local population. Beyond medicine, the university is a multicultural hub that has students gaining expertise in a wide range of fields. Our engineering courses are designed to give students comprehensive knowledge in all contemporary fields of study. This is strengthened by state-of-the-art infrastructure. Engineering and technology apart, Vinayaka Missions University is known for its courses in dentistry, pharmacy, homeopathy, nursing, allied health sciences, physiotherapy, architecture, arts and science, and management. Our libraries are well appointed and are a digital and physical resource for both students and faculty. Linked to the central online catalogue, students have access to over 1,45,000 books, 1,000 journals, and over 5,000 audiovisual aids. The hostel facilities at the campuses spell absolute comfort and provide the right ambience for self-study for the students. Our students are thoroughly encouraged in sports and cultural activities. Besides successfully participating in inter-university sports contests, our students have also excelled in cultural meets and festivals.
Vision for tomorrow, the mission of today. Vinayaka mission, bringing minds together in search of endless wisdom. Vinayaka mission, building individuals to build
A very good morning to one and all present here. Myself, Jayaganga, IIC Conveyor, and Saran Raghav, IIC President, will be walking you all throughout the event. I would like to begin with my favorite quote from Albert Einstein. Innovation is seeing what everyone has seen and thinking what nobody has thought. With this spirit of curiosity and innovation, I would warmly welcome you all to the insightful session on protecting intellectual property rights and IP management for startups.
A very good morning all. I kindly request our honored dignitaries to occupy the dais. So today's session is not just about knowledge, but about empowering ideas and protecting innovation, the backbone of every successful startup. So to invoke the spirit of a rich culture and language, let us all stand for Tamil Thai Valthu.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் மதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் எக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு திரை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செய்ய மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you. Requesting everyone to take your seats. Now we move forward with the formal proceeding of the program. I would like to welcome Professor Dr. Sunanta, IIC Vice President, to deliver the welcome address.
Our distinguished resource person, respected Dean, dear faculty members, research scholars, and my dear students. A very warm good morning to one and all present here. It's my honor and privilege to welcome you all for this session on protecting intellectual property rights and IP management for startups, which is organized by Institutional Innovation Council, VMSDC. We are privileged to have with us Miss Padma Malini, CEO, Ganesh Incubation and Entrepreneurship Center, Chennai. Ma'am, your expertise in incubation, entrepreneurship and intellectual property right is truly inspiring. We are grateful for your presence and thank you for readily accepting our invitation. And we are looking forward to learn from you, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. We are honored by the presence of our beloved Dean, Professor Dr. J. Baby John. Your leadership and constant encouragements are the guiding lights for this institution. Thank you, sir, for gracing this event. A warm welcome to all the faculty members, IAC members, iClub members, PhD scholars, UGs, and PG students for joining us today. I extend a hearty welcome to all those who have joined from online from various other constituent colleges of VMRFDU. So today's session is on IPR, which is timely and essential in the world driven by innovations. Today's topic is going to walk us through the journey of how to protect your innovation or ideas, how to scale up to a startup, and how to do a technology transfer, and how all these procedures can be done with the help of an incubation center. So this event is a fruit of our dean's idea. He's been in his peak of his career. Still he wants himself to learn new ideas, new terminologies. So that is the nature which every one of us has to imbibe. Though we are in a different field, he still wants to learn new things. So we also have to learn all throughout our lifetime and keep learning. So empower yourself in the field of innovation. Happy learning. Have a great day. Welcome you again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, let me take an opportunity to welcome our beloved Dean, Professor Dr. Baby John, and IIC President to welcome the address.
Thank you. Very good morning to you all. Most respected resource person of the day, Ms. Padma Malini, the CEO of Ganesh Incubation Center of our VMRFDU, which is located in Chennai. And the Vice Chairman, Professor Dr. Sunanta, and her team. And all the heads of the departments, the Students Innovation Cell, as well as the interested participants who have come here and across who are on the online, who are also attending this program. At this outset, let me welcome you all for this wonderful day of knowing what intellectual property rights are and how to go about in the future. At this outset, let me welcome our resource person, Madam Padma Malini, for again accepting our invitation on behalf of our college as well as on behalf of our cell, that is Innovation Cell, for coming here all the way from Chennai to deliberate on the ideas of how it can be transformed into a product. That is what is basically IPR and its consequences. However, said and done, I have also expressed our illiteracy, that is on the health science cadre or the sector, what exactly is our lacuna here. We hear a lot about innovation, cell, entrepreneurship and so on and so forth. And it is really supported by the government and NGOs and various, even our management also. But unfortunately, we have certain challenges. Today, let us not talk about our challenges. Let us know what the basic So, continue with where I left. So, the challenges, or rather the problems, what we face in the healthcare sector is we are still illiterate as far as innovation and entrepreneurship is. We always focus our career as a professionals, maybe medical or accordingly in various other fields. But it is not so with the business sector or with the technical sector, where they'll be able to grasp what exactly is this, what is the future of this, and how to go about is this. And as I was discussing with the resource person, I think this has to be started or with our academic, our curriculum itself. So set time has to be inculcated along with the curriculum, and thereby you know what exactly is this, so that we can overcome our lack of literacy, which we don't really accept. That is our human nature, and especially we are known for it, health sectors. But now its time is up that we have to know what exactly the challenges are. We have to start with the basics. I'm sure across both the teachers as well as the students who are doing their health science sector, we are really in an area where we are nowhere. We know something here and there, but we don't know how to connect it. So we should know the basics of what exactly is a startup, what is an idea, how do you pitch an idea, how do you convert it as an innovative idea, and then how do you make it as a patent and product, and thereby a startup, and then you will be a better innovator or maybe entrepreneur in the future. So nowadays the generation challenge is, you have everything in the platter for this generation, you have backing. But the problem is, you are not utilizing it to further grow by itself with your own effort. You are contented with what you have and you don't want to put extra effort and think laterally and try to make it little more productive so that at a larger cost, it will be beneficial, your effort is. It's not that only dentistry or maybe medical or maybe pharmacy or whatever it is alone you'll have to focus. How do you deviate your ideas, and thereby you can utilize your thoughts into acts, and then acts into products, and then products into growth for our profession as well as for the society and the nation and across the globe, which all of us are known for it. We Indians are really skillful and knowledgeable. First and foremost, we'll have to accept that. So today, without taking much time, I'm sure Madam will deliberate on all these basics of what exactly is this. There are certain myths across within ourselves. We know half knowledge is half cooked. So we have to clarify all those things today and set apart all these unwanted myths, and then focus on a straight path, and for which Madam is here to clarify it. Her support will be there, and our innovation team also will be supporting us in the future. So this is not the end during your career or your course here or the program here. This is an ongoing process all through your life. This itself can be a career. So think in that way, take it positively and start working on it. I wish that today's session will be good and productive, and thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. As you rightly said, we don't get old because we stop innovating. We get old because we stop innovating. So now I warmly invite Dr. Soundarya, IPR coordinator, to introduce our esteemed speaker of the day.
A very good morning to one and all present here. It's my honor and immense pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Ms. Padma Malini, CEO of Ganeshan Incubation and Entrepreneurship Center. She holds dual postgraduate degrees in chemistry and modern methods in chemical analysis and control for IIT Madras, Delhi, and has completed an executive certificate program in business analytics from IIM Calcutta. She has also earned a completion certificate from Google for startups on prompt to prototype for investing time and building a digital prototype in the year 2025 December. Previously, ma'am has excelled as a pharmaceutical development professional, contributing 20 years to leading multinational organizations like Zoetis Animal Health, Wavelength Pharmaceuticals, and Indian firms such as Cipla and Orchid Pharmaceuticals. With over 25 years of experience across pharmaceutical research and academia, enterprise development, she is deeply invested in fostering entrepreneurial ecosystems and startup incubation. Her expertise spans analytical sciences, quality systems, and technology development across various technology readiness levels. She has also played a key role in mentoring deep tech startups and supporting innovation initiatives to reputed institutions including IIM Incubation Cells and AIC Baba Atomic Research Center. It is to highlight that her passion lies in guiding startups towards critical thinking, innovation management, and understanding real-world challenges of entrepreneurship makes her an ideal mentor for today's session. Ma'am, we truly honored to invite you for this session. Thank you for coming and accepting our invite to share your valuable insights and gracing the occasion. Thank you.
It's time to express our gratitude to the speaker of the day. I would like to welcome the dignitaries to facilitate the speaker. I request the dignitaries to get off the dais. I now hand over the session to our renowned speaker of the day. Ma'am, the stage is yours.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me, sir, here, and also to Sunanda, madam. It is the first time I'm coming here to VMRF building here. Before this, I visited Salem in my younger days at the age of 6 or 7. And after that, this is the time I am visiting, so I should really thank the organization for allowing me to come here and then be present before this great audience. And I know you are all part of dental college. So my topic is, today it is going to be general, as Sir was already giving the right introduction. Most of us don't know what is incubation and how academic universities are already having an incubation center, but still many of the students or even many of the faculties don't know what is happening within that incubation center. So today, through this talk, I also would like to tell what the incubation centers are going to do and what they are actively doing, some of the incubators, and how we as Ganeshan Incubation and Entrepreneurship Center is trying to go towards that goal. So that I would like to keep it at the end, because I was told that topic is today this patent to portfolio and how to monetize. So already she has covered what all topics need to be given through this to this audience. So because I know that the audience here may not know all the good words of patent, monetization, technology transfer, I would like to go slow only. If you think you have any doubts, you can stop me. It need not be a one-way conversation. You can immediately stop and ask, because we want to clarify the doubts only. So this session is mostly like a conversational style. It is not going to be a monologue. Okay. So how many of you attended the World IP celebrations in the last 3 days when Ministry of Educational Affairs also conducted the IP Day? Did anyone of you attend? Just for my, okay, you all attended. Okay. So for the last 4 days, Department of Education, Government of India is organizing all IP related stuff. And I just wanted to go through that session also, because I wanted to see what they are covering and whether what I am covering is also going there or not. I just wanted to understand that part. And they really gave a good introduction. So what I wanted to start about the patent thing is, in India, can you guess how many patents are there? Do you know what is a patent? Patent is a legal document which is given for any invention. Okay, so that definition I would like to give. It is for any idea you have, you want to protect it, then people are saying you patent it. Because by patenting, you are safe with that invention. Can you tell me in India how many patents are there as on today? Yesterday's meeting they told there are some numbers. It's almost 150,000 have been patents are there, but the good part is 5% of it has been monetized, which means it has seen the light of the day. So what should be the aim of the patent, right? So patent, if you are protecting the thing, it is like having a birth certificate. Patent is like having a birth certificate, but just by having a birth certificate, you cannot tell what is your gender, right? The gender has to be claimed in a different manner. Birth certificate is only to tell you that you are born in this place and then in this country. So that is the high level of broad encapsulation. But within that, if you want to do something with that birth certificate, then you need to have some other provisions, right? So this understanding has to be brought in the patent and how you can monetize, because the procedures will be slightly different between patenting and monetization. We won't start the monetization procedure right at the patenting. So that is one of the gap that you will find that you are not able to proceed. Okay, so that I will tell you now. In the next 1 hour, I will be telling the steps how it is done. Then you yourself will understand, okay, how I should start, how I should change the patenting step itself for you to go to the monetization level. Is it necessary also? Sometimes it may not be necessary. So out of that total number of patents that has been published in the Indian patent, only 5% is able to go to the monetization level. That means it has seen the commercialization part. So why do you want to patent? Because people are seeing the ideas are the greatest knowledge, right? Previously, commercialization happened through businesses, trade and all. But now knowledge economy is becoming the greatest asset for all of us globally. So any idea you are getting needs to be recorded. It is coming from me first. So you don't come to my area because I've already invented. So how do you say this part, right? That your idea is got by you first and not by others. So they have introduced this patenting system, and through this patent, you are going and telling to the government saying that my idea is coming, these are the details I have done, so please record it on my name. So you become the inventor. So once you become the inventor, you own that patent. Once you own that, it is like having a property, right? You can compare every step like to the property. If you are owning a property, you get a sale deed, right? Similar way, patent is also a deed. It is a right that you are possessing for that invention. So once you get that patent, but even then what happens, you are not able to monetize. So that is where now I am going to tell how we can do. So in this I just want to tell my experience also, because from my experience you can get how many steps are there from patent to monetization. So I would like to take the example of pharma industry. So as in the introduction they told, right? So in the pharma industry, I started my work as a quality control. So what does quality control do? Any small guess? In the pharmaceutical industry, what can a quality control department do? Check the quality of whatever it is. It can be raw material, it can be the final finished drug dosages, anything it can be. It can be the intermediate, there is a API active component, anything it can be tested to test the quality of the material and also ascertain that it is pure. So from that stage to go, where is the production of the drug dosage itself? It is just a small unit that I have worked. But once you start gaining experience, you started understanding that you are making 1 gram of material in the lab. Does that 1 gram, can you say that I have made that 1 gram in the lab and is it monetizable? Can you tell if you have made some new molecules 1 gram in the lab, can you say that 1 gram you will be able to monetize immediately? So you cannot, because in the 1 gram what you did is a small beaker. You would have done 1 gram of a biodegradable plastic and you are trying to patent that biodegradable is very new, nobody else has done. But that doesn't mean that you can make tons of biodegradable material, because at the plant level you need to see how this synthesis or whatever you have done in the beaker should go and then sit in that plant level work processes, right? The work processes in the plant will be different. So what is a bill of materials? Do you have all the bill of materials that you have used in the lab? Is it going and then is it exactly replicating in the commercial scale? So, and where will you do? Do you have that much big plant? You are doing it in a beaker, but do you have a plant available nearby your location for you to commercialize? There are so many steps that will have to be thought through for you to monetize, right? So, and also you need to get permission from the plant and other things are there. So that is one thing. So whatever you do in the lab, it is at the discovery stage only. To make it like it is a 0 to 1 process. What you make in the lab is called 0 to 1, because you will be able to, you have only resources for 0 to 1 only. But commercialization requires 1 to 10 or 10 to 100 or 10 to 1000, any scale. For that scale, your processes should go and fit there. If it doesn't fit, then you won't be able to see the commercialization. Immediately you need to work around it. So that's where to working around at the college level, technology transfer offices or incubation centers will be able to help you. So I will touch that part also, how technology transfer centers can bring you this ecosystem from this, so that for you to take that 1 gram to at least 100 grams, if not the 10 scale, at least to 10 grams or 100 grams, we will, this incubation center or TTOs can be helpful. So in India, there are, in the Department of Ministry of Education, there are 9, that's what I heard yesterday, there are 9 technology transfer offices Government of India itself has set up. So for this kind of a translation, we will see what kind of work they are doing. Okay. So I have told now, art of creating a patent, it is not just idea, but you have to know how you are going to conceptualize, how you are going to do the documentation and research, and how you will file the patent, right? Usually the filing of patent, how many of you are having a patent here? Anybody has patent granted? You have, at least 3 people are having here. So they know the process of going through the patenting, okay? Usually how the patenting process done is, you have an invention consumption. As soon as you have some idea, then you start documenting and you do a little bit of research and do a checklist of all the records, inventions and diagrams, everything you keep, and then you have to do this is the word that you are going to learn today, prior art search. What is prior art search means? Any idea? Prior means what? Patenting means what? You have to see whether your idea is new, right? So prior art means what? You go and check the old records and then see whether your idea is already there or not, prior. If something is already available in the public disclosure, then your idea will not be patented. Yours is very old, so they won't allow you to patent. So that is why people are careful to tell whether I should tell my idea or not. There are many people, usually they get scared. If they do develop something, whether they should tell openly in the public or they should first patent. Okay. So this is a dilemma they will get. But usually if your idea is really good and then monetizable, then you should try to protect it first. So protection happens through patent. So how they will protect? They will go, the patent office will go and check the prior art, whether anybody has done similar kind of a work, and then can this be patented. So after that patent application is there, then filing, what will happen? They will come and examine you. They will interview you through questions, how you have understood and what kind of innovation, whether it is really infringing on the others or not. These things they will try to examine you through the interview process. Once everything is done, finally it is granted. So many people say, I have filed the patent. Okay, you should know the stages. Filing the patent is just going and then doing the filing. But does that mean it is granted? It may not be. Because before granting, you have to go and have the interview, right? In that interview, people will ask you question. It is like a Viva OC, right? They will ask you and then they will clear your process, clear your invention, and only then it is granted. For this itself, it takes around 31 months. That is like 3 years. So how much monopoly you get? Once your patent is filed, you get 20 years. Maximum you get 20 years. So why they are giving 20 years? Any idea? It can be 15 years also. There are different categories give patent monopoly for few years. Can you tell why 20 years are needed? You are already 3 years is gone. The remaining 17 years, what you are going to do? Monetizing it. Why 17 years are needed? Because you know the steps, right? From 0 to 1, you are in 0 to 1, you have to move from 1 to 10, 10 to 100 to all these things. At least it will take some few years, and that's why they are giving this 20 years. What does Indian pharma industries do? It is for inventing a new chemical, they have given 20 years. Pharma company, once you have the patent, I told, right, they cannot take the new molecule and then, our Indian companies, they cannot take the new molecule and then commercialize it here. They have to wait for 20 years. Once the patent gets over, either they can start manufacturing. That's how this weight loss drugs and all are coming to India. Suppose you don't want to wait for 20 years, what you will do? Huh? Technology transfer, you have to purchase the license, which will be very costly. Taking a license from Pfizer or big pharma is going to be hefty, lot of money you will require. What you can do? You can slightly change the process. Okay, there are 4 methods. Either you can, after the patent expiry, you can do, but there is one provision where your intellectual can also go. They will, if there are 10 steps in the process, they will try to see which step can be modified very quickly, and then only change that process, and then we can start manufacturing at least for that step, right? In that way you can see commercialization. So this is a one tweak, right? Instead of waiting for 20 years, you are trying to change something here and there, and then, so that is an art. That's what we are going to see how we have to do that. Okay, so now this is where patentability. What is patentability? Patentability is just whether your invention is new and novel. Only this much they will check. So ideally, how you do the patent is, you are creating one idea. That idea, the patent office is checking whether there is a prior art or not. But what you have to do, whether you yourself have to see whether, I don't know how many of the patent applications are going through this patentability criteria. Patentability is whether it is new or novel is checked in this part. This is done by patent office only, but what is happening is, suppose you are having a 4 chair, we will just take this chair example, okay? 4 legs and then 1 seat. What is that material called? 4 legs and 1 seat. Huh? Stool, right? So already some people have got a patent for 4 legs and 1 seat. That means that company can make stools. Now you are coming and then you want to have, I want to have 1 backrest, which is like to share our back on the side, you want to create a backrest. So you are creating a patent because that guy has not done that. Your invention is new because you are only doing that backrest. But can you sell? You are having a patent, but can you sell? Why? Why you cannot sell? Combination is there, but partly true. What is happening is, you cannot only sell the backrest, right? If you want to sell the backrest, it is okay, but it is not useful. It is useful only when along with the 4 legs and the seat. That 4 legs and seat is already owned by company X. So you have to approach company X and say, I have a backrest, and then I will join with you, you give me your license, and then I will try to make a full chair and then give it to you. So this is how monetization is done. So your patent alone is a waste. But when you combine this with the 4 leg and the stool manufacturer, then it becomes a useful product. So that's what patentability checks. Patentability checks new, and then whether it is obvious, and then whether it has industrial application. So industrial application will come not as a separate thing. Industrial application comes only when you join with the other guy, right? So he has to be willing to give that license to you. Then you can see a chair-like product coming into force. Otherwise, your patent will become just like a patent only. So that is the reason most of our patents are not going to the end, right? So is it then difficult? No, it is not difficult, right? You have to just approach now the steel. You should know whom to approach for your own idea. If you are having a patent, you should know whom to approach for your idea, who are the players who are already there, whether they can accept your patent and they can modify. All those terms will come, right? Negotiation and business contract will come. So then you will be able to see the light. So that is what is the difference. So this patentability is only checked during patent, right? So they don't do this. So this has a limitation. Right now you understand the limitation. So patentability they will see only for that part. Only for that invention they will check. They won't go and see whether you are infringing on other person's idea, right? So they will see whether that backrest is new and they will grant the patent. So that their job is over. They don't go and see whether who is having the stool and all, they won't check. So that is why that becomes our duty. If you are a patent holder, it becomes your duty to check where you are infringing. Then it can become monetizable. If you are just creating patent for academic publication, then no need, right? You can just after that you can publish. But if you want to monetize, you have to do that extra homework. So this is the difference between patentability versus FTO. So I told patentability is done during the creation of patent. But what is FTO? FTO is the freedom to operate. You are not having the freedom to operate that backrest. You can only use along with that the other component, right? So goal for the patentability office is he will only check, can we issue a patent, is it new and is it non-obvious. But here in the freedom to operation, you have to either done by you or industry. If you are approaching the industry, how much I can myself do, he will check, that industry will check, right? You are having a patent, but he can also think that I can do this part backrest, why I should approach you. He can think and then he can make and he can purchase a license from you, or he can do some other modification of something else like umbrella or something, or some other new innovation he can make. So this is done by the individual or the industry. Can he sell the product without being sued? So the action of the patent, the legal contract, comes at the freedom to operate stage. So here in the patentability office, they only check the prior art. Prior art means they will only see the publicly available resources. But here in freedom to operate, you should check what are the active enforced patents. They will go and check the patent itself. Here they will go and check the available resources, knowledge sources. It can be some newspaper, it can be some newsletters, or it can be some YouTube video. Anywhere it can go and be checked. But there in freedom to operate, they will only focus on the patent, whatever available patents, and that also active patents, right? So active patents means suppose you are having 20 years monopoly. Suppose your stool patent is gone, 20 years over. Then 21st year you are inventing this backside. Then on 21st year you can start making the whole chair, right? Nobody is going to sue you. So you are free to do. So either the time should lapse or you should make something else new on your side for that foreleg and the seat. Or you should approach this guy so that you can partner. So these are the active enforced patents in your specific country. It is, you can go and sell in US, suppose if you are doing this, but in your specific country where the patent is filed. So is your idea new? In patentability office, they will only check whether it is a new idea, but for our case, we have to check whether we are going and sitting on their patent, whether we are crossing their patent or not, so that they should not sue us. So outcomes is they are giving a patent as a just one certificate, but freedom to operate is clearance. You get the clearance that you are free to move in the industry. So that has to come in your analysis. So this is the way of analyzing, right? So this has to be captured. Nobody does this so far. That is why we are not able to go to the monetization level. We are sticking to this patentability and then we are working. But if we start at least looking out for this freedom to operate right at the stage of patentability, then our chances of increasing the monetization is 10-fold or 30-fold also it can increase. There are other difficulties, but at least we should keep this in mind that we should do the FTO. Okay? So how patents should be created for innovation? So I have already told you. So it should not be an afterthought. It should be integrated right at the start of invention itself. So first thing industry looks for is whether it will solve a specific problem, right? In the chair example, whether that backrest is giving some kind of a solution. What is the solution it is giving? because your back is safe, right? Otherwise, with the stool, it will be, you will have the back pain. But here, by having that backrest, and also now ergonomically many shapes are coming, right? Those are also patented, right? So what is the utility you are giving? So you have to identify when you are patenting itself whether it is giving some kind of a industrial utility or it is serving the public. So that has to be introduced in the initial stages itself. Then you start maintaining a lab notebook, document everything, even the failed test, any breakthrough, everything has to be recorded in your notebooks. I don't know in academic industry whether this is followed or not. Are you people having all the lab experiments, failure, everything are you copying in the notebooks? It has to be properly. In the industry and all, there is a pakka documentation procedure. So you cannot... yeah, okay. Yes. Okay, yes. Correct. Even industry, the quality control industries are NABH certified. So more or less the documentation then is followed. So that has to be there. Then freedom to operate search. This has to be now thought of. If you want to monetize, you start searching whether you are infringing on others and how they have invented, whether you can tweak it or not. So drafting the claims, this is a very important section. So drafting the claims is, suppose you are saying just 4 legs and seat. Now another person comes, 3 legs and a seat. Can you give a patent? Now one patent is there, 4 legs and a seat. Now another person comes and makes it in 2 legs and 1 seat. Will you be able to give a patent? Yes. Right? Technically yes. But if you are a business person, you don't want that person to come and take your space, right? So how can you make the claim stronger? So this is called claim. What you want to claim should be strong enough that other person with simple innovations and inventions should not come and occupy your space. So you make the claim stronger. So how to write the claim, that I will tell you now, what is the practice people are following. And then filing strategy. So you, as soon as, this is very important, provisional patent, right? You are getting idea, nobody else has thought, you are sure that if you want to monetize. But you have to do experiments, you have to do almost, some work is also there, right, to do the background work. So what will you do? So there is a provision called provisional patent. As soon as you get an idea, you can do that, and then they will give you 12 months. In that 12 months, you start working on how to strengthen the patent and create all the materials. So this is one way of expediting the process of patenting. So patent is helpful, but you want to go and publish in some events or some sponsor event meetings or some public research councils, then you can patent. You don't have time. You do this provisional patenting without any good details, just apply for a patent, go and do all your publication or wherever you want to attend a meeting, and then within the 12 months you fill all the gaps and then again publish the submit the patent application. So this is one way of filing strategy, right, for you to be before. Why we are hurrying? Because the person who goes and files on the day 1 becomes the first owner. That is why you have to do this filing strategy fast. So now you understood, right? FTO, freedom to operate. For you to have the freedom, you should do the claim stronger, right? Claims are the fence, right? It is like a fence. In that fence, if you build that fence, nobody else can go and come inside your apartment. So that fence has to be stronger so that nobody else, the other companies or anybody will not come. So it becomes a strategic defense. So for example, this is one example. A patent is saying they are making that bridge, right? a competitor same beam using aluminum or a square cross section. What do you think? This claim, if it is a claim, how you can beat that? Suppose aluminum, in place of aluminum, somebody else can come and put stainless steel or copper, then that becomes a new innovation. Or somebody else can say that instead of a square cross section, I will put a circular cross section, like that. So what is happening in the claim, you are making the claim weaker. By being very specific, you are making the claim weaker. So to make it a strong functional claim, you should now introduce what it does, right? Why you are using aluminum in the first place? You want to make a rigid material. So use the word rigid material. So by using a rigid material, you can use aluminum, you can use steel, you can use nanoparticle, any new that is giving some good strength. So you are covering the entire thing for your own patent, right? One patent, but you are doing whatever invention that is going to come from you can be covered under that. So you should think on day one itself. So you use the word rigid material. And why he is making a square cross section? It is for the torsional resistance. So you use, instead of square cross section, you put the function optimized for torsional resistance. In that way you can cover circle, hexagon, any new shape, right? So this is how you are making it like a strategic defense, right? Instead of making it weak, you can also work, right? Your businesses also can take its own time to develop all the other invention from your lab itself. You need not go to the other person. So now let us see pencil. Can we take pencil example? What will you write for pencil? If you have to patent pencil, everybody has seen pencil, right? Can you tell how will you patent a pencil? What is having pencil is how pencil is made? Hook and what is that hook? Carbon, right? And then what is that? What it does? It writes. And then surrounded by wood. Okay. Now how will your patent be? A hook with the carbon and then with a wooden stick. Now nowadays you are seeing that pencil with plastic, right? So if that person comes, will you give patent? Because your claim was very weak. How can you make the claim strong now? You should not tell hook and then carbon and all. You should just generically saying that I will use a substrate for writing. Then you will use a support mechanism, strong support mechanism, like that. So that is what is given in the pencil. So it becomes a weak. If you are claiming wooden stick with a lead core and a pink rubber eraser, someone can sell the same thing with a plastic. Medium, suppose a writing instrument comprising an elongated body and a marking core. Okay, but now pens can also, if someone is making pens, your patent is not sued, right? Pens can also be made. So to make a strong patent, you should now use a strong language saying that you are applying something on a contrast. In that way, what will happen? You can cover pencils, you can make pens, brushes, everything, whatever you think on the applying a contrast medium, then you can, your business is also growing, right? Every 5 years you can make new one under your own company itself. So this is how the claims are helping you to monetize. Yeah. So that is why, exactly, she has now come to the exact point where I am saying. Immediately patent will ask, what you are giving a very substrate and all, we don't understand. The last one, strong claim, right? Strong claim, nobody can understand what you have written. So patent officer will reject what you have done. We are not understanding, your work is not good. So then, but your work is good, right? You have done a wooden pencil and then it is really useful for all the public. So how can you make the claim stronger so that it is not vague? So you have to balance. How you can balance? You have to make nested claims. So what is a nested claim? What we are doing, the strong claim, that has to be going under the top one, claim one, high umbrella. Okay. So what you saw here, the manually applying a contrast medium to substrate, that is for the business, right? Business people, if they read, then they will understand, okay, I cannot make pen, I cannot make stylus, because this claim 1 is already covering. So business people will see that broadest claim, and he will conclude that he doesn't want to enter this. Then for claim 2, what you have to take, just for pen, how you will do the claim. Then for the claim 2, how you are, for the pencil, how you will do the subcategory. Like that you have to make a nested claims. So the broader level should be strong. From that strong you pick up one claim and then you try to develop that details, and then claim 2. Like that you make nested claim and then say which is necessary and for which you are applying. So in that way you will be able to convince the patent holder saying that I am doing this nested claim, this is how it works. So claim 1 is the business asset. It is the fence that captures the whole market. Claim 2 and 3 are the insurance. If a judge says claim 1 is too big, at least you have claim 2 and claim 3. They will give you claim 2 and claim 3. So why countries struggle with high value patenting, I have already covered. Most of the times we don't do this freedom to operate, and we don't have the commercialization office, right? So all these things cannot be done by individual. You need to have some kind of a commercialization office at the academic institute, right? So we are doing publication, which is good, because that is most of the faculty members' work. But for commercialization, you need to have a total different mindset, which is with the business aptitude and also techno-commercial. How will you evaluate the technology potential? What is the future case? You need to be slightly thinking ahead in how the technology will change. So that kind of a setup, if it is not there in the academic institute, it is difficult to commercialize. So can you say this place now? And also I told we are good for 0 to 1. At least can we say academic institutes can make 1 to 10 setup now? Suppose if this place has to set up a commercialization lab for 1 to 10, can you think what that will be for dental? Is there anything? Materials, dental materials, 1 to 10. So you can make 100 grams. That can be used by the your lab research infrastructure itself. What kind of materials you have to narrow that? You cannot be making all the things, right? Maybe in bone, ceramic or something, which very specific, which is available in the nearby market, but at the same time, nobody is doing that 100 gram scale. So you have to identify who are the competitors, and then if you set up a lab, then you can monetize. That lab you can monetize, right? People will come and then make it, you can charge some premium, and then once they make it, they will take the material and go, and your lab is again open for the next thing. So that is yeah. The same thing. So once see the Ayush industry or pharma industry, they have kept several regulations for each step, right? So first is at the clinical stage itself, there are 2. You have to make 10 grams, you have to make 100 grams. That 100 grams should be supplied to 100 patients for clinical testing. Then you try to see what are the effects that is producing. Then at the same time you have to have that understanding. You need not make the materials or something. You need to know what is the workflow, what is the road map for going from 0 to 1 to 1 to 10. Each one is different. So therefore you cannot make you are having a 0 to 1 lab and you cannot think I will make it in ton. That is definitely not possible, because the entire workflow changes. What you will be doing within 1 hour in the lab, but the same 1 hour work in a high big pharma industry or any particular proper industry will go through 10 different units, right? 10 different departments. Procurement will procure the material, then that material will be checked in quality control. Then once that is certified, it will move to the production unit. In production unit itself, there will be 3 or 4 steps if it is there. Each one will be doing. So you will have distribution. See, same 2 hours work, it is just getting expanded. So you need to think in that level what is needed. It is your job. Thinking alone. You cannot work for the entire thing. It is a myth. He was asking, no. So the same 0 to 1 guy will do the entire 10,000 is a myth. It is not possible. We can only think for that backrest, right? After that backrest, how it can be combined with the 4 legs and the seat, it is all a negotiation, partnership, and then collaboration. These are the words that will be coming handy at that time. We cannot do the entire stretch. Even the big industry cannot do the entire stretch. That is why the big industry doesn't do the 0 to 1. Their expectation is we will do 0 to 1, and then we will approach that 0 to 1 is like this. Can you do 100 to 10,000? But when we go and talk, we don't tell in the same language. We don't understand their language, and they understand our language, but they keep silent, right? So 0 to 1 mechanism will not work at the very high level. It has to be bridged. That work processes have to be understood. For work processes, there will be many barriers like cost, and then specialized resources, infrastructure. Everything will have to be there for making it commercialization. Therefore, we should just see how we can take this invention, whatever you are having, and collaborate, partnership, all these words. So that skill only we will have to develop. And that is where the technology transfer units will be having that kind of a skill set, and they will try to give you that matchmaking. It is not possible, but they will try to give that matchmaking. Very good. Very important question, and it is one of the most difficult thing to do, right? You cannot see here we are assembling here 80 people, but out of that 80 people, how many after the meeting will come and then do it? May be 1 or 2 only, right? So for this crowd, only 1 or 2. Like that, even if you collect our 8 crore people, we will have only a few bunch. So all those people will have to be convened together. And then consortium has to be made. There are very many mechanisms, but I am just giving one simple mechanism. So that is why if you are in Salem, I was asking, right, where is Sona Incubator? Immediately I asked. Though they are not, I wanted to just go and visit what they are doing, right? How we can collaborate, right? So otherwise it is not possible. Everything I will only do, it cannot happen, because the infrastructure that you have, they will definitely not have. But if there is some invention going on and they need your help, then you need to understand, okay, I will combine, we can work for these causes. So that negotiation has to come, that understanding has to come. After that, how you will put that in the memorandum of understanding, MOU. And then after, most of the MOUs are staying idle, right? After that, you have to go and work and then try to see what kind of activities that you will develop that can push that layer up. And then you try to see whether, so it's a slow game, but it has to be active also, dynamic. So that is how it can be done. So that is why countries struggle. It is even a problem not only for India, everywhere this is a problem. Even in US I am hearing 25% is only, they started this technology transfer and all 50 years back. But today the success rate is 25% only in the academic institution of the entire US. So everywhere this is a problem because of this difficulty in pulling people and then matching, right? Most of the times match won't happen. In BARC, they are nuclear. But what they did was, most of the research work, what they did, not only it was helping the nuclear research industry, but they found out that it can be useful in agriculture, it can be used in biotechnology, it can be used in laser physics. So they thought they will, because they have done the good research work, they published and then they asked for industry partnership, right? It is, you asked, right, how you do. This is how it is done. you publish it in your website saying that my technology is available, so A, B, C and D are there. If anybody wants to do, you apply. So, but when you apply, when even the industry applies for that particular technology which is done at the 0 to 1 scale, it cannot go further. Most of the... It's okay. Publishing is okay after patenting. Yeah, after patenting it is okay. Even if it is not there, licensing. Anyway, the big industry will come and take license from you because you have patented for your invention. That's all gone. You have to first patent and then publish if you are serious about your idea. If you are not serious, it is okay, just like anybody else you are doing, then no need to patent, right? So patent is only for the real new, all the 3 criteria it has to match: new, non-obvious and then industrial applicability. If it is not that, directly you can publish. Yeah. So there is no strict timeline and all. It all depends on the team that you are having. So some rocket, if you are doing something in rocket, you know it is going to be a very long stage process, right? So doing a prototype itself will require you have to approach different in the government institution like ISRO and something. So all these things will take time. So but in the meantime, you also will try to see what you can do in the lab. So prototype is just having one piece, right? But you can have one piece immediately, quickly in your lab. But that might be some whatever jugaad. It is whatever you are having, you are just trying to optimize and show some output. But industry does not want that. Industry wants a proper product. It is not a product yet, it is just a prototype. So between product to prototype, for example, I was listening to this glass keyboard. So there was a need of some universities in USA had developed this glass keyboard for some kind of I think blind or something. So that glass is only what we are seeing today in all the cell phones, right? Glass keyboard. So how you see in the prototype label it was a keyboard, but what you are seeing in the cell phone today is just a glass, Gorilla Glass, and you know only one supplier is there, Corning. How he has captured the entire market. How see the idea how it innovatively it is developed. So and how it is gone from the prototype to product. In prototype it is just whatever keyboard we were having, we were trying to do on, maybe they would have researched keeping some glass and then trying to see the touch. But now today what you are seeing is a foolproof actual product where you just touch and all the text and everything, whatever you are doing is coming out. So that's how the innovation should be, and that is the high value patenting. If you are patenting, just one should give you the entire life, right? The business. So
just to follow up on that, ma'am had asked whether we should do the patenting first and then come up with the product. Sometimes we have an idea, but we don't have either the finance or anything to come up with a product. Like you said, I can go for either a provisional product, but in India again the idea patenting is not a concept, right ma'am? So do I have to have a physical product in hand before I go for a patent?
No, in patentability I don't think they are asking for the physical prototype 90% of the cases. Only when they don't understand anything what you have written, then they tell you bring the prototype. So what they are trying to see is what you are disclosing it in that invention disclosure form, right? Drawing schemes and then how it works and what is the claim. If these details and summary of the description you are already given in the first para, right? So if all these things are making sense, and if it is new through the prior art search, and if it is non-obvious, then you can get the patent, right?
Even if it's a machinery and I have just thought in my mind, I can go for a complete patent. I just have to give a drawing saying this is how it will
yes,
work.
Yes.
It may or
and
may
after
not
that, they will give timeline, right? Between 12 and 31 months, you can develop how it is going to be evolved, and then you can make that supplemental additions, and then you can do that.
Before it comes for examination, I should have my product at least.
Yes, yeah. So that is why provisional patent helps. As soon as you get an idea and then you can do that, this will work, you can immediately go for the patenting give some basic details and schemes and diagrams, which is minimal. And then you start working on by identifying the FTO. Now I am introducing this FTO. Nobody is telling you. If you want to really commercialize, then go for FTO and see how the claims are available in the market, who is the competitor who is doing, how you can make a white space within that claims, and how you can do a different machinery. Then you fill that, and then the regular process.
Ma'am, sometimes like this is what I faced. While I had an idea and we had gone for a provisional patent, by the time it came for a complete specification, I had 1 year and I was developing the product. I found there were some changes that I was making which were not aligning with the provisional that I had filed. So and also there were some additional things that I was able to do. So there was a change in my complete specification, and when it came for examination for my discussion with the patent officer, they pointed this out, that in the provisional you had said something, the scope of your complete specification is much more different. Even I thought the title I could change. So when such a thing happens, how do we go about managing that, ma'am?
Yeah, it's a good question, and it is very specific also. So for changing the title, I think there is a form available to change the title later also, Form 9 or something. So you apply using that and then change the title. With respect to changing the scope, right, that is where I think in the initial stage itself that research should have been done, but at least you can have an add-on patent you can have and then strengthen it. So that is another way. Beyond that, if I have to understand, then we can sit with it and then try to see what. Now is the patent granted or?
No, ma'am, it's not, because I had this discrepancy in the scope itself. There were some issues with that.
Then we will discuss later.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Madam, one more. Like now, so provisional patenting will safeguard your concept and ideas, right?
Yeah.
So we can further go ahead and then start working on the prototype.
Yes.
We can be rest assured that it will not be stolen by others, because that is a myth again.
Correct. Yes.
That nobody comes forward.
Yeah.
After this, still they are hiding their ideas because of the doubt that somebody, if I go and explain this to somebody, he may take out my concept and he will start doing it.
Yeah, correct. So there also we can have another guardrail. Suppose if you are talking to an investor where you want to go and get some money for your idea, then usually investors, what they do the non-disclosure agreement. Once you have the non-disclosure agreement ready, then they are not going to open it. In that way, then you are safeguarded.
If you don't have an investor, I have to go and do the prototype. I'll have to explain this to somebody else.
Yeah.
So how do I safeguard this?
So it is already through provisional patent,
That
it is
enough.
safeguarded. Yes.
So, next you said FTO.
Yeah.
Do we have an agency sort of thing? Because we are health science, we don't have much ideas. So I can say that an add-on or something, FTO has to be done. Is there any agency, is there anybody who does that?
Yes. Patent attorney can do. So in technology transfer units, right, incubation centers should act as a technology transfer offices. So this is told. But if you see the technology transfer offices, the skill sets required for technology transfer and incubation are slightly different. Either we have to have that skilled employees. So patent attorney, what they do is they go and check whether these claims are infringing or not, what is the fence you can create around where the competitive industry, you and both the patent attorney sit together with your current invention, what is the stage. Even the incubation center, if you are coming, we will also ask the same thing. There are some steps which I am going to cover. Okay. Yeah, so through that process we will go and then we will try to go to the end. So how to monetize, right? Now you have a patent, you have identified that FTO is also clear, you could identify a white space and you have patented a strong patent now. So how do you monetize now? So either you can see, as I told, 0 to 1, 1 to 10 are all different ways of working. So either you yourself can do and go up to a ton, right? But that is very difficult. If you are having money, investment, everything is there, infrastructure is there, then you can go ahead and do it, which many industries are already doing it. But in your case, if that is not the route, so what you can do, spin-offs. You can give your patent to the startup, that's where the incubation centers come. So you know your patent is very good. If it is going to be monetized, you are going to be a billionaire. Then you can take any startup who is going to work on that. So you have to give that patent to him, right? How will you do that? So there has to be some formal mechanism of transferring that patent, right? Usually in the university, it is university is the holder, right? So that has to be transferred. So how you can do that? You can do that through licensing, right? Your patent, you are trying to give it to that other person for some years so that it goes from 1 to 10 or 10 to 100. Whatever you are trying to give him the work, that will be done. Or you need not give the work. He will just take the license and he himself will try to do something with that. That is also up to him. You need not interfere in that. But if you have an idea and then if you want to develop it as per your record, you can license and then make like a partner with him, right? So that is one way of monetization. For that, incubation center and technology transfer can definitely offices can help. The other one is strategic sale, right? So like if you are creating a strong patent, right, then you can do just like the example of pencil, you can do pencil, then you can do pen, you can also do styluses, you can do some other on the computer, everything is covered. So as an academic person, you can try to just think, go and search all the FTO and try to create all the white spaces that are available and try to make some lab prototype. Then it will become a proper portfolio, right? All the portfolio is there, pen, pencil, everything is there. That is called portfolio. Then that portfolio you can try to sell it to some investors. So that will have a lot of money. You are not spending that much. Your intellectual capacity is only being used in the FTO search. That is what is the FTO patent attorney's job also. And then you try to sell it as a portfolio to some people who are having or who are interested. So that is another one. And cross licensing, like the one to selling it to Apple or something for the technology you are having, and then you can sell it, right? That keyboard example I gave. Without that, always Apple and Samsung will have to take the purchase from Corning, right? So how many units are being sold? So then what is the profit is going to get? That's how it works. So roadmap. Now, proof of concept, and then you decide on the IP strategy. So you try to see the white space, identify the problem solving mindset, and then try to identify the white space. Then you do a little bit of validation. So for 0 to 1, you can do it in the lab. For 1 to 10, sometimes incubators are having. Not all incubators. You should check whether are you going to the right incubator. If the incubator doesn't have any space or suppose you are doing dental thing and you are going to some other incubator who is just having office space, then it's a waste, right? You have to go to an incubator where the labs are proper and where you can do and work. In that case, incubation is a valuable thing. So you have to identify which incubator or which place can give you that. For example, in the rocket case, they went to ISRO, right? And then they did all the rocket simulations. That's where it went to. They were able to see the end of the day, right, for that rocket success. So you have to approach the right people. And many government PSUs are really helping. Railways is helping, oil companies are helping, ISRO is helping, BARC is also helping, but slow slightly. But other people are, almost every government PSUs are having the incubation unit and they want to help. So you should know where the other infrastructure, at least 1 to 10 infrastructure is available, you should know for you to go to the prototype. And then scaling and enforcement. So freedom to operate, I already told, it is a risk management process. So how to do the freedom to operate? Suppose if you are interested in doing the freedom to operate, you just define the scope. So before searching, you must define the boundaries, and then you identify the jurisdictions where you want to sell, and then you identify the product features. These things should have been done, right? So and then timeline. So step by step, if you are doing, then we will avoid the unnecessary elongation, right? So and then you filter. Once you get 100 results, you filter based on whether it is patent is granted and active. If it is not active, you can easily go and make the product. But if it is active, you have to do the licensing or something else. So to do that, how to understand the claims, right? If it is a strong claim, how do you write that strong claim? There are some rules available, eraser rule, and so you should not use a generic word like lead pencil or wooden thing. You have to make either the action rule. That means you substitute the word with the action that it is performing, then your strength of the patent is increasing. Or you substitute the material with the properties of the material. Suppose if lead is writing, you write like writing instrument. It is the function, it is the property of the material, right? So like that, or if it is a torsional resistance, it is giving the durability. Like that you put the properties. By this way you are, it is called the eraser rule. By erasing one word and replacing it with the action or the property, how your claim is becoming strong. So in that way nobody can come and unnecessarily infringe on the patent. Your portfolio is becoming stronger. So for that also they have given some strategies. You design around. Either you remove from the FTO. Suppose if you are finding one patent, you design around that how you can modify. Suppose if somebody is doing carbon, can I replace it with aluminum, like that? Or you can do the invalidity. Suppose if the patent itself should not have been there, then you can sue also. Or you can wait for 6 months. This we have already seen. So this is what Sir was asking. So you have to get the FTO opinion. For FTO opinion, you should approach a attorney. That attorney should give, even if you are doing personally FTO, it is better to get the FTO attorney opinion and have a certificate, so that you are sure that you can jump into the commercialization process. So that's where the moat means it is a differentiation strategy. So patentability tells you if the government will give you a certificate, but FTO tells you if that certificate is actually worth the paper and if you are allowed to use it. So this part you should be very sure before monetization. So if you start with patentability, you might find that your specific tweak is new and non-obvious, but you fail to realize that a large competitor owns a broad umbrella patent that covers the entire category. Commercial real estate analogy. Patentability is like checking if you can get a permit to build a unique balcony. But FTO is, even if you own the land, whether someone else can come through your living room to come to that balcony, right? Patentability is just, it will tell you, it will give that permit. Many people construct a balcony, right? But whether FTO is whether someone can come and take that balcony or not. So identifying the moat is important. For that you should do the FTO landscape. Okay. So this is the integrated workflow. FTO scan, action, who else is in this space? You have to identify so that you are avoiding the landmines. And after that you create a white space. White space means nobody else is doing. What can I do that they can't? Then you find your unique technical advantage. Then you patent. So in the patent, is my invention new? You have identified some space. Within that, has anybody done that? You again search. Then you will know your patentability is also covered.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Sir,
ma'am, in the workflow, how is AI being integrated in the workflow, ma'am? So you mentioned about the claims, ma'am.
Yeah.
So the wordings matter in claims. So how can AI help in that? And also, how can AI actually help us in preparing for the interview, the patent interview that you mentioned earlier, ma'am? So we just want. Yes.
Okay. AI nowadays it is really doing a very good job. So you can ask. I want to suppose you want to make the stronger claim, and you tell that your idea is this. How can I apply eraser rule, or how can I see that doctrine of equivalence can be? There are some rules. So ask them to apply and then give it. Then it will give you some suggestion. Then you see whether that suggestion is good for you or not. So in that way, it is trying to help you really strengthen your patent. And also for usually nowadays in the companies, what they are doing is the entire process itself they are automating. So 3 days, I attended this Google for Startups, right? So within 5 days, we are able to do a prototype, right? So So suppose if I want to do a technology transfer unit, which I am actually thinking, so all the operations without having a person, how can I make in the as an app? So finally, Google for Startup, you will create like a web application or app only, but it will where all the thinking points are come. If you are able to put a prompt, right prompt, then automatically you restrict that prompt to the technology transfer or the patentability for your innovation. Then your search option, the output options are becoming very accurate. So in that way, each person can use the AI very accurately and also without hallucinating, right? So now hallucination happens because we are keeping all the questions broad. So when you start putting your own domain and then you restrict the domain and start asking questions, then it perfectly behaves the way you want it to behave. So that's what is actually was covered in those 5 days. I would recommend if anybody comes across this Google for Startups again, it is just 5 days and many are offering free courses also. It will be very valuable. You can also enroll for that and then try to learn how it can be done. Okay. Today also in NSRCL, people are doing this. No, yesterday it got over. So same thing through Claude. How Claude can do that? NSRCL, which is IAMB accelerator, they were giving a course, just 1.5 hours. And another guy, he came in CII. He also covered it. I was at least taking this course for 5 days. That guy told everything in 1.5 hours. So maybe if you want, I can arrange that person. He might take some consultancy fee, but that's a very valuable thing. You will immediately within 1.5 hours you will know how to work. So that can be our next IIC topic.
Thank you, ma'am.
In NSRCL. Oh, see. Yes. But this 1.5 hours, it was very. That's what you have to work after that. At least you will get to know, right? If you are having time and if you have to spend time, you will be able to do that for your own domain of work.
Ma'am.
Software and algorithms and all mathematical formula, if it is there, it cannot be patented. But if you are going to prove that, so again, how you are patent, the words that you are using for the claim, right? So if you are telling that it is trying to reduce some downtime, or if it is trying to increase value for the patient immediately in understanding the images. So what is the output or what is the benefit you are getting if you are trying to attach it to the algorithm and formula, then there is a chance for getting it as a patent. But sometimes if it is AI, ML and all are used, you can try to see, suppose you are using this for a chemical, some instrument, some hardware instrument you are attaching, then you try to use the same algorithm in some other instrument and try to see how it behaves. Suppose if the behavior is not working properly, then you have a plus point, right? It is not working. So in that case, you can keep that as a trade secret. So what I wanted to say is, you can patent it as a method patent, or it can be a device attached to software as a device or software in a device. Only for web application, it is very difficult. It has to provide a technical output. Is it giving a technical output?
Ma'am, if it is automating a process which was manually done earlier. I have built a software which is automating a manual process that I was doing, some entry or classification.
Without any hardware device?
Without any. I can just use it in the laptop I have or
so
the mobile
then there should be chances for getting that patent under method patent or process patent, right? How it works. So you have to put what is the input, what is the output it is giving, and then all those details should be there, not as an algorithm, but also input-output workflow model, right?
A workflow of what is happening, that I should send in for patent, not my algorithm.
Input, what is the input you are giving and what is the output it is coming. Because of that input output, what is the benefit people are having, what is the technical, what is the efficiency that people are getting. So like that you have to frame.
Ma'am, a lot of workflows, like you said, they're saying to go for copywriting, ma'am.
That's
when
what
we submit it, they are suggesting you should be going for copyright, not for patent. This is what we've come across in a few cases.
Even I was thinking it should be copyright because it's a literary work and
yes.
something like that. But now I think last time when I attended one patent attorney coming and doing this, then he suggested that Indian patent law doesn't allow this, but nowadays we are trying to see if this can be integrated to your hardware and hardware is able to work and give some input, then we are trying to give a patent for software also. So hardware comes software, so that is called software as a device, and then software in a device. So software in a device, so that means like an app, what you are trying to say, right? So for that, what they are trying to see is whether it is giving some efficiency, what is the input you are giving and how the output is got. So if based on that analysis they are trying to see. So within that, if your algorithm is the backbone and nobody else is able to crack for that input and output, then very high level work, then you can do a trade secret. So trade secret advantages, it is once you do the trade secret filing, it is for the entire year, entire duration. Nobody else can copy as long as they don't find it, right? So that is another way of doing the software thing.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, we are planning to develop a scale, ma'am, anxiety scale, and we wanted to patent the algorithm. The same question asked by ma'am.
Okay.
So I got cleared. Actually,
okay.
Thank
you. So how to proceed? So this time around I told, no? So you can, in the claim, you can try to remove some words or you can try to substitute some words or you can modify and make the claim stronger. So step-by-step process, deconstruct the independent claims from the competitor, identify the weak link and check the doctrine of equivalence. That means whether you will be able to replace it with this addition, deletion and whether your white space is got. For example, replacing a screw with a bolt is usually seen as an equivalent because screw and bolt are doing the same function. But it is not a design error. But in 2025-2026, I have that video at the end if we have time. BMW has done a bolt. Bolt is everywhere, right? Almost many years we have seen the bolt. BMW in 2025 they have done this patent. Just on that bolt they have put the BMW logo. So will you give a patent for that? You won't give a patent. Now I am adding. Okay. So they have put the logo and then they are saying that this bolt will only work in this configuration, and for you to remove that bolt you have to use my tools. Then will you give a patent? You will give a patent. Plus what they are doing, another, because you have to have a tool, either you purchase the tool or we don't want to give the tool at all, you come to our centers and get it serviced. Now see how many BMW cars are there. They cannot go anywhere else to remove that bolt, and even if you remove the bolt, that BMW logo is there, and then you have to go to that service center only and have it serviced. So the kind of money that they are going to make. So this is 2000. Everybody is laughing at that patent. When that narrator is telling also, he was laughing. But see how they have created that patent. Very simple bolt. We might be thinking what is there in the bolt, but see now that's how now even Coimbatore guys, you are not able to get the stove, no, for the, I don't know, stove, no, ordinary gas stove, we are having all those stands, right? Each one is making different stand. You cannot now, the standard stands are not there for that vessel keeping. So if that stove goes bad, then you have to purchase a new one. So that's how, see how the market is getting developed. Just having that is why in India people are saying you have to do a component industry. There are many components that are in shortage because like this people are doing. India can be a better place for component manufacturing, not the big car makers and all, but for the small parts. So why designing around is actually good? See, now I have given that BMW example. It is not copying, it is actually a primary driver for technical progress, encourages better solutions. It also lowers cost for BMW. So in that way, he is beating the competition, and he is his company will always get the sales, right, for whatever he has done. So this is the design around journey. Now this is one of the patent that I could get from our AVIT filing. So I don't know, it was just as a patent process, screening process it had come. I have just taken. So now if this is a patent, how, let us not understand the technical details of it, but what it does is, the patent description is, when the train moves, because of the vibration, you can get some power, right? So they want to use the piezoelectric material and then gather that power. Okay, so this is the invention. The train moves, and then when the train moves, you will get little bit of, because of the vibration you get. So that vibration can be captured in a piezoelectric material, and that can be covered as a energy. So now how can you write a patent for this? You will write like that whatever I have told, or how can you strengthen it? So that's what is I have tried to attempt it. So the problem is, it is a very low power, right? Even though it is moving, everybody is getting. But is it a high value? Unless you make that low power, right? It is not a high power, always you will get. And also, so you have to combine it with at least some solar power or something, so that it can work for 24/7. Where you will use that power? Even if you are generating that power, you should tell the process that I will use that power within the railways itself, in the track, for some other material. So you should at least combine it with the utility. That utility, if in the claim, it should be included, right? So that is where it becomes a mode. Then if you are trying to introduce that utility, then you should also say what is that power, and which material. Can you make a big railway track, a big compartment, or it is just a small bolt that can be powered? So you should know, all those details will have to be given. So that's how you will try to improve the strength of the patent. So in the prior art, suppose if you are trying to do, already this piezoelectric thing is there. So it may not be patented. But if you are saying that I am doing a self-powered monitoring system, means what? Self-powered. Already the power is coming, and then that is trying to give it to some bolt and screw, and that will be monitored. So in that way you are creating a system. So when you want to create the patent a stronger thing, you identify a system, not just the action, but around it you have to create a system so that nobody else breaks it. So in that way, railway station people will come, okay, I will try to take your patent and I will use it for this nut and bolt powered monitoring system, right? So this is the weakness, vibration versus solar. So these are some of the technical details that I try to take. So on the track, if brake, dust and all, if it is coming, then solar, if you are combining it with the solar for the remaining days, then that will not work. Then on the movement, your piezoelectric thing should be very stable, otherwise it will break, right? So then you have to have the durability and the strength for making that machine. All those things will have to be thought through in your patent itself, and that will have to be made as a claim. So how the journey should proceed? So broaden the claims. Don't just patent the harvester, patent the self-sustaining railway node. Include the sensors where it will work, that the harvester can power. Then you take that component into your system, you make the work process for the system, then it will have a 10x higher valuation. Now though your work is just one, by combining it to the other systems and making it intricated, then like the BMW example, so he is trying to put and combine it with everything else so that you cannot escape. So that is giving a 10x higher valuation. So designed around protection, these things can be as per your idea, you can work it around. So technical claims list, it should be having the core interface and the resilience. So independent claim, does the first claim include the minimum number of components? And then multi-source, where can you integrate it with the other input, like the harvester example? What is the material you should use, right? Whether are you going to sell, are you going to specifically say monocrystalline thin film, or are you going to keep it generic so that you can do the future upgrades also? Spatial configuration, where you want to put the piezoelectric. Are you going to keep it on the track, or are you going to keep it on the side? Just by mentioning all these things, your patent claim is becoming stronger, but somebody else can come and keep it on the other side, then your patent will be infringing. Therefore, you have to be very thoughtful and then do the claims. So this is the functional interface. Again, how the function works. This is the resilience, means what are the bottlenecks that can come in your patent. You have to think, right, and then have an answer for that also on the initial days. And finally, the legal and strategy, how you are, whether you are going to put it as a method claim or the dependent claims. So this is a cost calculation. In the technology transfer office, we usually ask what is the value of your invention. So you should know what you should include, right? So there is a standard formula kept in government offices, but at least what we expect is what was the research cost, how much you spent, and what is the market potential for you. You should try to at least assess the commercial value, and then what is the complexity level, right? Is it a basic thing, or are you going to compare, like a system if you are going to do, then the cost is going to be increased, but if it is a single thing, then the complexity level is slightly less. So determining the price of innovation, these things you can approach any technology transfer office and they will be able to help you. But they will ask you for these input and you can give it to them, and they will be able to calculate a technology transfer fee. Why do you need a technology transfer fee? Because it is for licensing, right? Then only you can license for that amount. Some company, if they come, this is the base expense I have done, you give me this and you do this. Like that you can negotiate. For that you need that cost. Suppose if the startup is successful in your invention, then you can get the royalty, right? If you are selling 1000 units, you give me 2% from the sales. So that, like that you are monetizing. This is how academic institutes can monetize. Factors influencing technology, what would it cost the company to develop? You can also include all these things. Suppose if they have to develop from scratch, then it will be costly. So you can put that factor. Life of technology, if the tech will be obsolete in 3 years, the fee is front loaded. An incremental benefit, does this tech save 10% energy or 50% energy? Higher efficiency commands a higher premium. So pre-licensing requirement, before you license it. So I am just talking about licensing. That means you have a patent, you are approaching somebody, startup or somebody X, and then you want to give that license to him for them to develop or for them for their use. So you have to do a readiness audit, right? You have to go and see the startup whether they are able to do that. If they are not having, just by buying a license, it is a waste. So if you want them to work for it, then you go and audit them. And then IP due diligence. You have to think on the day one, you have to understand you are owning the patent, but you are just giving the license. But after doing the invention, if there is some new upgrade, who is going to own? Right? Today you are going with some X. After giving it to startup develops Y over X, then who is owning the new patent? So these ownership will have to be understood on day one itself. And it can usually in the academic institute, it is owned by the institute, and some benefits will be given to the inventor, like 33% you can develop. But if it goes to Y, you are giving it as a non-exclusive license only. It is a license only. They are not owning the patent. So, but you can on return, if they are developing, you can get the royalty fee. But for that Y, because they developed it their own side, sometimes they will accept that patent is fine. So you have to accept that one. So these are all negotiable stands. There is no one way or the other. Patent attorney licensing specialist will be able to tell all these things. So market mapping, identify target licensees who have the manufacturing capacity. Yeah, usually we have written one, it is owned by institute. Like
some
that.
percentage, like you told, 33%.
That will have to be developed as a policy. I have not seen so far. But the policy for IP where the institute owns is, I have seen, that's a sentence. But how much and all I have not seen. So core contents of this is a licensing agreement. We put all these guardrails, scope of rights, field of use. This is just a agreement template, okay? So we do all these things are done by the technology transfer office.
And one more doubt, ma'am. I was talking about some material research, what is happening here. It's research in the very beginning area, that 1 and 2 area only. So we have to go to only startups, or we can go to some toothpaste companies which is already existing. Will they take up our things and try that up?
Yeah, you can go anywhere, okay? Either it can be you can go to startup, but for all these things will have to be worked out, right? You have to go and search who is best, who can be the best. So that is why I told, if as a institute, what technology transfer office should do is collect all the IP, publish it in the website and open it for licensing. And if anybody sees your thing, you need to have the technology teaser also, 3-page teaser. All the input, everything should be publicly available after the patent. With the cost, everything you have to do. That is what by VRC does. Okay. So then if a company comes, big company, 50-year-old company, if they see value in that, for example, ONGC something, if they are trying to see for their oil application, some application that is related, that was worked in the lab, then they will approach this technology transfer office. I am interested to understand your process. Then the consultation happens. Once they purchase a non-exclusive license, they will pay some amount for that licensing to the academic institute, depending on what was posted in the website. So then they will issue whatever you have done right in the lab, all the details will have to be given to them. So that is how the licensing agreement, everything you will, and you will also give training, because they don't understand what you did. You will have to give some 4 or 5 days training to the people who are purchasing that. Then they will try to understand that, and based on that, now this is where most of the monetization fails. You are doing it at the TRL level. How many of you know TRLs? TRL means technology readiness levels. It goes up to 1 to 8. 1 is done at the lab, which is at the proof of concept only, but 8 is the commercialization, which means almost everything is perfect and then you can sell, right? Sale happens only at 7 or 8, but at 1 you cannot sell, you can only do the proof of concept. It moves from proof of concept to prototype, and then you have to validate at the lab. So at least for the industry to look at your patent, they usually come at 5 to 6. Okay, but you are at 1, you are at 3. Okay, at the maximum you will go up to 4. Then how will you jump from 4 to 5 or 4 to 6? So that's where you have to go and look around who is doing it, right? Maybe you can go and approach a small player. Instead of a big player, go and approach a small player. Whether that small player has a capacity to do all your work, then you negotiate with them, you transfer the process. Then they will try to understand the process, and then they will, most of the times what you worked in lab will not work. So they have to again start from the scratch. So, but they will at least take the concept, right? Ours is only concept at the end of the day. That concept they will try to build using their systems, and then if it sees the light of the day and if they are able to make it to TRL 5 or 6 with some kind of a stage gate, everything has a...
But anyway, we have to take the risk of discussing with people and moving ahead.
Yeah. For that, there is no risk. It is a process. Through that process, when you go, you will write a licensing agreement. Only after licensing agreement and fees are collected, you will share your details. So you are safe. But once it is given to them, because in the agreement you have written how they have to work also, you will write what you will work, what they will work, what is the timeline, and then there will be monitoring from the TTO office. Then 18 months, if you are not doing anything, it may get closed. If they are doing something, or if you want extension, again you will collect fee. This is a process. This process only is done at the incubation center or the specialized technology transfer unit. Okay, so we will only scout who is doing what. You can give us some recommendation, we will try to see and approach them. Then we will allow you to make a presentation. Then they will ask questions. It's all a process. So this is how BRC does. Okay, so training and hand-holding, and then if you are at TRL3 and if you have to go to TRL5, then incubation is also suggested. That's where incubation center will come. So that's how the roles are demarcated. We have to understand this. Okay, the TRL mismatch challenge only incubation will come. So that you make them go to TRL4 to TRL5 or TRL6 like that. So overcoming TRL gaps, you have to de-risk the technology. Basically that is the underlying thing. Then performance guarantees. Academics providing technical guarantees for a specific period to reduce the bias risk. So you have to, the roadmap we have to, role clarity we need to have. Who is going to do what? So,
licensing agencies we have to apply. Say in case of any instruments.
No licensing agency, it is technology transfer unit. Technology transfer unit, we know how to do the licensing agreement. We have the licensing agreement. Okay. So in that licensing agreement, I told these are the contents. We will ask you some details, and then based on that we will put the licensing agreement. You will sign and the party will sign, and we will also sign.
This one, I'm asking about in case if you are developing a drug or paste or whatever, will your technology transfer people help us in getting licensing for those drugs in that particular statutory bodies or whatever?
Yeah, that's what. So what we will do is, we will ask you all the details, like how it is not, usually how it happens is, you have to come and pitch. For pitching before the incubation center or the technology transfer office. So for pitching you need all the details that is required. It is not just like coming like a advertisement 1 minute, 2 minute, right? It is a detailed discussion that we will have with you. So for having the detailed discussion, we will ask you the entire IDF, invention disclosure, what all you have done. So we will try to see, we will also during the process we will ask you, is it really making a benefit? Where exactly you are making the change? What was done in the previous prior art search? How are you going to do? All those questions we will try to analyze. We will gather the information, and then we will try to as a first preliminary understanding, TTO office will have the discussion with the applicant. And then once we understand who can be the better, we will also ask whether you are published in some forums or something, whether it is going to be under any conflict or what. And then we will try to see who are your competitors in the market, what exactly they are doing. All the information we will collect from you, right? So then we will ask, once that is done, we will map whether what do you need from that. We will also ask that one. So based on that mapping, if you are saying that I want to approach X and Y, we will approach X and Y. So X and Y, then we have to give all the details to them, right? So if X and Y is willing to come and talk to you on the table, then we will arrange the discussion, and based on the discussion and how promising it is for them, then it can go to the at least next step of taking the right action. This is done at the licensing level, and we will also decide at that stage if you are commercializing at the 5th year, from 5th year to 6th year, you have to give us the if you are selling 10 units at the cost of 2 lakhs, so 20 lakhs, right? So 20 lakhs you give me royalty fee of 1%, 3% to the institute. So institute will take, and then from the institute it will be some portion will be decided, and it will go to the inventor. This is how usually monetization process happens anywhere. So there is no separate licensing. Maybe private agencies are there. I don't think so. Almost technology transfer units. That is why I am suggesting 9 innovation centers are there with the Department of Industry. Chennai also has one innovation center. Even if you are going to come and ask me, I will be working with them only because we don't have the bandwidth right now. So to have a proper technology transfer office, or we can create in Salem this technology transfer office where we need a technology specialist who will analyze all the three. Suppose if VMRF has 300 patents, they will be able to check all the 300 patents and see which is good for going to the next step. The rest others will have to be shelved off, and then take the IP specialist. IP will check whether it is there in the IP active or not. He will also try to see the FTO landscape, and then one business specialist will try to see whether he can approach the X and Y, and then all these things, if everything is coming together, then the technology transfer office can make one template, licensing template, and after that work will start, right? Then monitoring will happen. Then the 18 months monitoring. So it's a slow process. So upfront plus royalty, sub-licensing you can do. Why licensing fails in India? Professors often overvalue their idea without considering the manufacturing cost. Lack of know-how. Most of the times know-how is not written. That means from A to Z, what is the process? Bureaucratic delays, right? That we all always know. So key strategies for global patent, licensing agreements, patent sales, pursuing a legal action against companies, right? You can do that also, or you can collectively patent pool and then do the portfolio evaluation. So to summarize, use a complete documentation, standardize the flow diagram, bill of materials, list of approved vendors, everything you should have that, and then create a know-how, then validate, have a moat, what is your white space, and then if the company you license to make an improvement, they find a better way, means you get the right to use the improvement in your future results. This keeps your lab at the cutting edge. Then market, treat the patent as a product, go to trade fairs, not just journals. Flexibility, be willing to accept lower upfront fee. Sometimes you have to accept a lower fee because you are at the early stage. But once you develop, and then you can have the royalty fee. So you have to audit before you go to the vendor. You have to do a TRL push. So this is helping you to incubate and target, at least approach the correct vendor. All these things will have to be done for the successful monetization. So this is where I want to stop. If you have any questions, I can take it up in the question session. If that video comes, I can show you, but that is, he talks, do you want to see that video, how he explains that bolt and nut for the BMW?
Any questions from the audience? Students, any questions? If anybody is going for any patenting or copyright? Ma'am, is there any difference in valuation for a patent, copyright, a trademark?
All the valuation depends on the work and the future potential, marketability, and where exactly you are. So that's why I told, no, suppose you are at the lab 0 to 1 scale. But suppose you think your value can improve by doing 1 to 10, and 1 to 10 can also be done in your nearby industry, then you better do that 1 to 10 and then approach the other big players. So in that way, valuation will be even more high. So valuation is a combination of current status as well as the future projections and how strong your moat is, right? All these things. And these are all done by the patent attorney.
Ma'am, somebody holding a copyright or somebody holding a patent, does that matter?
Yeah, copyright is for a different purpose. So these are all the ways of protecting your idea, right? Copyright is only for writing the novel or something literary work. Those things come under copyright. Patent is for a scientific research and other technical invention where some details are needed, then it is gone via a patent, right? These are all different ways of approaching the protecting your idea. Thank you. And I want to talk about the incubation center, what we do. How many of you know? Yes.
That's what regarding the incubation center, ma'am. So you can enlighten us about what is the right stage to get incubated and what is the disclosure protocol. Like suppose a person has an idea and then he is like struggling. So the first thing that we do is go to the AI, Google it. So what next after that, ma'am?
Yeah.
So and
Good.
you can also.
I will tell you. So usually incubation centers are kept in all the academic universities and institutions. Why they have done is, first we have to understand nowadays why incubators are there and what is the role. I don't know how many of you know, there were jobs, right? In my days, we study, we go to jobs, or we study, we become teachers or something like. These are the professions that we know. Now, going to the incubation center and understanding startups is becoming the third way of profession. So, it is important for you people to understand this profession, because most of the future is going to be in this startup and then one-person company. Because all the AI agents have come, right? They are going to do the lower level jobs. There won't be necessary for doing the entry level jobs now. So if you are going to have the entry level jobs difficult, then how can you enter the job profession at the middle level without knowing the lower level desk jobs? How can you enter the middle level? It is very difficult, right? So that is where the incubation center and the startup, business potential, have an idea, problem solving, all these people are using in different words only for this reason, so that you learn this technique in your academic institution outside the curriculum. They have kept it as outside curriculum. That's what morning I was telling. I think it should have been within the curriculum, because people are not spending time outside the curriculum for various reasons. There is a difficulty. But if you are finding some time to spend and learn this in the outside curriculum, no, I think this is going to be a valuable asset for you in the next 5 years itself. Whether you are going to job, you can easily enter job, because they will see this as a project profile, what projects you have done. So for at least that one, you should at least expose yourself to what is there in the incubation system. Now I am coming to what we will do in the incubation system. As soon as you come with your idea, right? So what we will try to help you is, we will try to see whether it has a business potential. It is mostly translating into what I covered now. Just because some people come, I am having pickle business. I am having this marinated fish business, pickle. Like that only they come and tell some ideas. Those ideas are good, you can do. But the difference is, it is not a startup. To claim it as a startup, you should have innovation. Whatever points we discussed, right? What is innovation? Innovation means it has a value to the society, and you introduce some kind of a technology or the new ways of doing things. If you are doing pickle today in an ordinary cooking vessel, but if you are trying to do that as an industry and some AI app is suggesting always to change something, then there is some innovation, then that becomes a startup. So you should know how even a ordinary business can be converted into a startup. That idea, clarity you should have. So moment we try to assess that, if you are coming with some normal idea, no, we cannot entertain you, because nobody will give you funding. For giving you funding, you have to become investable. For why they have to give funding? Because they want return on investments. If they are giving 10,000 rupees for your idea, they want within next 12 months only 15%, 20% returns on your 10,000. Why? They cannot put it in FD or what? Fixed deposit is giving 6%. They want at least 15%. No, everybody wants the money to be multiplied. So your idea, for them to put your money on your idea has to be scalable. So if your idea is not scalable, if your idea is not innovative or technology embedded thing, then investment is a problem. But we in incubation center, Ganeshan Incubation Center, we don't tell you don't do pickle business, okay? Because we understand the 90% of the population where they are coming from. Almost everybody cannot have the deep tech ideas like I will fly the rocket, I will do AML. Though we are all studying, still we are not up to the market. So the chances of making money is good. For 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs you will get. But whether you are a startup and whether somebody will invest on you, it will not. It depends on your idea and the potential, right? So with that clarity, with that disclaimer, if you come to the incubation center, we try to help you how you can go and then make the next step. The first step is you have to understand whether your problem is relevant in the market. So we will try to tell you how you should do customer identification and customer whether customer is really interested in your idea or not. For these things, you have to go outside and do interviews and collect all the necessary, even before starting a startup. Okay, this is not even setting up a private limited or even before starting a startup, just by having idea, you have to verify whether your idea can make at least 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs money in the first 1 or 2 years, right? So if that assessment we will try to do, and it is a consultative process, and therefore you have to sit with us for at least many conversations. We will try to call you online, and then after submitting, we usually ask for the pitch deck, right? We have a standard template. You apply in that pitch deck what is your idea. We ask what is the problem you are trying to solve, how your solution is different from what others are doing already in the market. Everything should be in simple English. And then how many customers you approach, okay? Who are your customers? When you are trying to do all these things, no, we side by side teach. It is not a proper classroom. When you are trying to do this work only, we will try to give, no, you should not do like this, you should not do like this. We will give you suggestion. That's how the learning happens here. That's how it is experiential. Unless you come with your homework and then tell before us, it will not proceed. So during that process, we will try to tell you how you should approach the customer, whether you are doing it in the right way or not, then what other ways others are doing, where all the people are working in your idea, how to identify the co-founder, who all are required in the teams, are you having a proper team, is your team working or not, if the team is working, if you are 3 people, how are you going to put the money, if you are going to put the money, then tomorrow it should not give you any problems. What will you do for that? Who is doing lot of work? Who is not at all doing any work? All these things will be done at the incubation center. We will try to coach you indirectly during the process. You bring 3 people, then we will start analyzing you. So then the goal of the incubation center is to make you invest. Somebody comes you, they should invest in your idea. To take to that level only the incubation centers work, almost all the incubation centers. Some people really handhold, we do that handholding. Some incubation centers which are advanced, right, they don't do handholding. So application deck. So you can write a mail to us. I will give the mail ID. We also have a website, https://giec.info. We have all the information. The first step, if you approach us through that website also, we will share the application deck. You will give all the details in that application deck, just like the invention disclosure form. What is the problem, what is the solution, and what is it is just to assess you how much you have understood the market, right? And what is a go to market, how will you go to the market. All these things are not needed at first stage, but we want to assess you whether you are understanding or not, so that we will start the coaching, right? So after that, it will go to the advisory committee. They will again interview you, and once your idea is clear, and then you are good to go, your business will survive if you are working properly, if you have the team, all the team members are having assigned work. If all these things are clear and if you start the work, it is up to you. It is voluntary, but you have to work 24/7 or all the time. It has to be, you have to contribute. It's a tough work. Okay, so you cannot just do like 3 hours I will do and then I won't touch at all. It's a very heavy work. You have to be prepared for that grind, and if you are doing, then we will try to help you make the prototype. Sometimes you won't have the materials for the prototype, so in that way then funding is needed, right? So if you are really serious, we are tied up with the EDI IVP. So they give 3 lakhs and 7 lakhs. We are a knowledge partner. So if you are done, if you are so far you are doing well, we will give you that application to IVP. They can give you 3 lakhs and 7 lakhs. Once 3 lakhs, 7 lakhs cover is over, then startup TN is giving you 10 lakhs and then 20 lakhs. If you are DPIIT certified, right? So that is a special status only for private limited and LLP. So other OPC company and all, they won't give. Private limited or LLP, you can apply in Startup India seed fund. They can give you up to 20 lakhs. So some of things are grant. Some of the things are they take money from you. So but we will help you how to do all those things. So that's what. It's all only when you come and start interacting with us, we will give you all these information. If you are not coming and then one day only you will listen, nothing will happen. Because all these things will be with us only, this information. Yeah. Always they can come directly to you, and many externals are coming from Chhattisgarh and North India. People are coming and getting incubated with us. Vinayaka mission is only having difficulty.
So, madam, thank you so much. But the students here, I don't know how many of you are really got the idea about what is startup, what is incubation, and all those things. Now, I think basically you must have. But the interest, again, it depends upon an individual. Now here, how many of you are interested? If you are interested, please approach our innovation cell in the college, come out with an idea and then speak to them. Further, we are also not experts here. Now we will be definitely guiding you through our Ganeshan Incubation Center, and madam is there now. Anyhow, she has come here. She knows what is the level of IQ we have regarding this, all this, especially in the health sector. So she knows and she will help you out. So in short, I believe that most of you have understood the intricacies or what is the scope, what is the future of this. I believe that most of you understood the scope of this. Please understand, utilize it. Now you got an idea, you come to the innovation cell of the college, discuss there, we will fine tune it, little more refine it. We can't take that crude thing to the incubation center because we need to also apply our some filtration here. Then take it there with a little meaning. Only then you will have little respect from them also. So thank you so much, madam, for the wonderful deliberation.
Thank you, sir. It was really wonderful to be here. If there are any questions, I can take it outside also. I hope I answered your question. If you want to continue discussion, we can do it outside also.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring words. The session is highly informative. As we come to the end of this session, I would like to invite Dr. Divya Krishnamurthy, IIC Vice President, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, one and all here. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention. I, Dr. Divya Krishnamurthy, Vice President, IIC VMSTC, deem it an honor to propose the vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to convey my sincere thanks to Ms. Padma Malini, the distinguished resource person of the day, who spent her vital time sharing her expertise. Today, we had the opportunity to hear her thoughts on various intellectual property rights and how to manage our IP in startup scenarios. This has given us some clarity on the subject, ma'am, and encouraged us to pursue our next steps in this innovation journey that we are all undertaking. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to express my profound gratitude to our beloved Dean, Professor Dr. J. Baby John, for his unstinted support and guidance he has extended towards the innovation ecosystem in our college. I convey my sincere thanks to Dr. P. Jnanashekar, the Director, Innovation, Incubation, Entrepreneurship and Industry Connect, for being a source of encouragement and helping us venture into this unknown territory of innovation, IPR and startup. I need to mention my deep sense of appreciation to Dr. S. Sunanta, Vice President, Dr. K. Indrapriyadarshini, the Convener IIC, and Dr. Soundarya, the Program Coordinator, the entire IIC team, all the iClub members who are here for their hard work and dedication. Their meticulous planning and execution has made this event possible today. My sincere thanks to our Administrative Officer, Mr. Natarajan, and Technical Support Team, Dr. Shantaruban, Mr. Murugan, Mr. Shankar, Mr. Prakash, and the team for the smooth conduct of this event. And last but not the least, I would like to express my gratitude to all the faculty members. Dear students, thank you for your enthusiastic participation and thoughtful questions. A special mention to participants of various colleges who are attending online, the School of Arts and Science, Chennai, the Vinayaka Mission School of Economic and Public Policy, the Vinayaka Mission Homeopathy Medical College and Hospital, Arupadi Veedu Medical College, Pondicherry, Shanmuga College of Physiotherapy, Karaikal, Annapurna College of Engineering from Salem, the Allied Health Science from Salem, Karaikal and Puducherry. If I have failed to mention anybody, that is my mistake. Thank you all for participating online and for your various questions. Your curiosity and zest for knowledge are what makes these events rich and rewarding experience for all who are involved. We leave you with a quote by Thomas Edison. Knowledge drives innovation, innovation drives productivity, and productivity drives economic growth. The value of an idea lies in the use of it. Once again, thank you all for your cordial cooperation and have a good day. Thank you.
I request everyone to scan the QR code and give your valuable feedback. Refreshments are waiting out so you can have them. Thank you.